All right, I want to make this very quick video because I see a lot of people in my comments on my videos, and I watch a lot of other videos, and I see in the comment sections a lot of people who basically bash producers for what they do to complete a beat. And I'm here to tell a lot of you producers right now, it does not matter what you use. Use whatever you want to use. It only matters how the beat comes out. Now, of course, I'm going to start off with a little story time real quick because I want you guys to understand how I came up a little bit. I remember when I first got started, people used to talk about me because I used to make beats on a laptop. I used to make beats on Reason 1. Yes, the first Reason, and I used Reason all the way up to Reason 3.0. And a lot of people who were using MPCs, a lot of people who were using keyboards at that time were telling me that that was not the tool I needed to be using to make beats because it didn't sound like the real thing or whatever, because it was a little thinner at the time, which Reason did sound a little thin at that time, but over time, from what I hear, it's gotten a lot better. But people used to talk about me so much because I used to make beats on a laptop to where I went ahead and I found an old MPC from an old friend. I don't know where he got it from, but I got one. That last button was that button, pad 1 right here on the bottom left. That thing right there was out. And the one on the bottom right was kind of, a little finicky too. However, I went ahead and got my own MPC and I learned how to work it. It was a 2000 XL. It was beat up. And I really got on it and I really forced myself to learn how to use it. Even though when I was using Reason, I was actually more effective using Reason because I knew the program inside and out. I had all my little cables and all that stuff set up the right way. And at that time, I was recording on Cool Edit Pro. And during that time, you can actually rewire Reason to work in the Cool Edit Pro, so you can actually record your audio in Cool Edit Pro and having Reason run in the background, and then you can make changes to the beat and then bounce everything down, which was actually very cool, even for back then with the type of computers and everything we had in like 2002, 2003. Okay, I think I had a compact computer back then. But I was more, efficient using the Reason because I had a laptop at the time too, and I would go out of town. And I remember one time coming to Atlanta to a studio, and these guys were making beats for this particular artist. And I remember I only had like 2 hours, and while they were in there still working on one beat and still tracking out the beat, I had completed like 5 beats, and I already had them tracked out on a data CD. Which everybody in the studio was like, how'd you get all these beats done and how'd you get them tracked out and everything on a data CD like that? And this was back in the day where you couldn't like batch track out. You had to do everything one by one, but I still got everything done very fast, very efficiently, and it sounded good. And then pretty much once the engineer got it, he pretty much made my beat sound really good, because back then, a lot of those engineers were really good and they could really transform your beats into where they could really sound good. And the engineer was like, yo, what were you using? And I told him what I was using, just my laptop, a MIDI keyboard at the time, which was a big clunky MIDI keyboard I had at the time. And I had a data CD, which some of you guys may remember. It was something that you could use, and I had the one you can erase too. So I had one of those ones you can erase and reuse again. But that was a big lesson to me because I didn't bring my MPC. I brought my laptop, I brought my keyboard, and I brought my data CD. And I still got everything done. The artist did not complain. They paid me my money, and I was in and out of there while some people were still trying to track out their beats and everything, because when you're using hardware, you got to track this stuff out. And back then it was a little different because a lot of studios were still running tape back then. But I'm here to say for all of you guys right now, it does not matter what you use. It does not matter if you use hardware. It does not matter if you use software. It does not matter if you use loops. It does not matter if you use samples. It doesn't matter if you use drum loops. It doesn't matter if you make your own drums. It doesn't matter if you use the drums that come inside the program, or you buy drums from online, or if you use a MIDI chord generator or whatever. Because guess what? The artist is not going to care about none of that stuff. They don't care. All they want to do is get their stuff done, and they want the best possible beat to put their vocals on so they can go ahead and release a song or release an album. That's it. There is no artist right now who is going to sit here and you play a beat and they say, did you use a loop to make that? Did you use such and such drums to make that? Did you use splice? Did you use Landar? Did you use arcade? Did you make this with somebody else? Did you have 3 or 4 producers on it? It does not matter. Now, I'm going to say this. Having 3 or 4 producers on one beat, I don't get that, but I'm a little old school. But guess what? I've seen it happen. I've seen where really 5 guys got on the beat, but everybody played their role. You had somebody who did the melody, somebody who did the hi-hat, somebody who did the snare and the kick, somebody who did the bass, somebody who arranged the beat, and they all basically bust down all the publishing like that, which that's what they do nowadays. I don't necessarily like it. I like to, be the type of producer who, of course you have people work with you, but I still want to produce. I want to put everything together. But, you got guys right now who work like that, and that's how they work. But at the end of the day, it does not matter how you complete a track. And I'm saying track, not beat. It doesn't matter how you complete a track because it only matters on how the actual song gets done. So if you need help with your melodies, go ahead, find a place where you can get some melodies. It doesn't matter if you use arcade, Landar, splice, whatever. Get your melodies. If you need good drums, go online and find you some drums. They got places for free. I got drums to where you guys can purchase. It's other people who have drums that you can purchase that you can get the best quality drums. If you need help, go find somebody who can do good drums. Go find somebody who can do good melodies. If you're somebody who likes to chop samples, find samples on Splice, find samples on Landar, find samples online. The only thing is, if you use stuff online or whatever like that, you just got to know the consequences of maybe if you're sampling somebody else's stuff, you're going to have to contact them, get this stuff cleared before you can use it. Or if you use it with Splice, just understand that somebody else may have that same sample. Somebody may have claimed it online already. But usually with Splice, you can go ahead. They have a form to where they show that you have authorized usage of that sample, and then you can just use it like that. So don't be scared to make a track, produce a track, and try to make it the best that you can. I know a lot of y'all are like, oh man, I don't want to use no samples. I want to use my own fingers to make my own stuff because that's how it is. Hey, it's all good. Some of us need help. I still use loops from time to time. I still use samples from time to time. It is okay to do that. There is nothing wrong with it. And please, 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 please don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't be doing anything else otherwise. If you're comfortable with doing what you love to do, then do it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the end result. Don't listen to everybody else because everybody else would get you just like me where I went ahead and listened to everybody else and bought me an MPC. Now I'm stuck with these MPCs right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good thing now because MPCs are very good. But I've been stuck with them. And I think, truthfully told, if I never listened to nobody, I probably wouldn't even be a hardware producer right now. But, I am kind of glad that I am because I do like the way they sound. I ain't going to lie to you about that. But I think that I would have been a little bit more efficient. Now, would I have been a better producer? Who knows? Would I have had the opportunities I had? Who knows? But I will say this. Most of my biggest hits were made on a computer, on Logic Pro. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you use, how you use it. You just use whatever you're comfortable with, make beats however you're comfortable with, and just get a doggone song done. Get a song done. Don't just make a beat. Make the beat, try to find an artist, and get some songs done. That way, it will get you in a better chance to making a platinum song or being a top producer. Having a whole bunch of beats sitting around ain't going to do anything. But getting songs done with your beats will get you there a little bit faster, hopefully. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys learned something from it.